Are you someone that's wanting to lose body fat without having to track every single calorie that you're having on a day-to-day basis? Well, this is some advice from a fitness coach on how to be able to do that. So if you move on to the whiteboard then, so some of the principles that I kind of apply in terms of minimizing the amount of tracking that you have to do if you are too busy to be able to track every single food obviously that's going in. So let's have a look on here then. Some level of calories do need to be tracked, okay? So if you're looking at your food on a day-to-day basis, you need to know how much protein, how many fats, and how many carbs you're getting on a day-to-day basis. Without that, it's going to be quite hard to know, one, you're in a calorie deficit, and two, that your nutrition's on point. So obviously keeping track of protein and obviously knowing your calories, some level of calorie tracking is needed, but this is obviously some methods on how to minimize that. So weigh things that are only needed to be weighed. So things like rice, pasta, meats, cereals, and things with dense calories that are easily mistaken if you're not tracking them right. So if you've got butter, butter's quite dense in calories. So if you're not tracking how much butter's going in, you can easily add in another 150 calories just from butter alone in a day. And it adds a lot of calories to your day. So you're going to be less in that deficit. So if you're looking on here, obviously weighing things that only need weighing in terms of rice, pasta, etc. Little things, salads, zero calorie drinks that you're having, little things that aren't going to be so dense in calories where a little change of amounts is not going to make a big difference. You don't need to weigh them as much, just put them straight into your app. So obviously if you're having salad, just put in salad in your app. It's not going to make too much difference. The calories that you're eating aren't going to be too much higher. And the next one is education on calories and what you're kind of eating. So the more you educate yourself in terms of protein sources, fat sources, and carb sources, and you get familiar with these, and you know on a day-to-day basis how much you're actually eating, then it's easy. It's easy to implement these things as well, because you know, okay, I've had 200 grams of chicken, I've had 200 grams of beef, my protein's probably going to be just under 100. I've had a protein shake today. Oh wait, all of a sudden I've got 110 grams of protein. Or you add in some eggs there. You add in maybe another protein bar. All of a sudden you're at 150 grams of protein. You've hit your protein grams for the day, and so your protein count for the day, and you're ready to go. As we move on to the other side of the whiteboard then, so how do we kind of implement this in order for you to lose weight without having to track every single calorie? So one big tip that I just do is I just eat the same meals every single day. So if I know I'm having for breakfast, if I'm having either porridge or eggs or beef, and I know, okay, I'm having the same things every single day, this is how much protein I'm going to get before I've even got out of bed, basically. So if I'm having 3 eggs and a bit of beef, and I've probably got anywhere from 30 to 60 grams of protein, depending on how much I have, right? So structuring the same meals every single day, or having set meals, like maybe you have 3 days having certain meals, then you move on 3 days on another meal, and so forth. If you're someone who doesn't mind having the same meals every day and you don't really get bored of it and you just eat because you're not like an emotional eater, or you eat just for nutrition, boom, that's one of the biggest tips I can give you, is structuring the same meals every single day or similar meals every single day. As we move to the next one, weighing out for a few days, then eyeballing it, and obviously aim for the same size. So if you've got, this actually leads into the next point as well. If you know you've been weighing out your food every single day, let's say you do a 5 to 7 days of weighing out your food, you're going to have a pretty good accurate representation from an eyeballing point of view of how much you're actually putting in the bowl, right? So if you have 40 grams of oats in a bowl, you know what 40 grams of oats looks like in a bowl. Moving on to that next point is using the same bowls and plates to weigh out things so it all looks the same. Obviously, certain things you want to obviously separate, obviously meats and porridge, things like that, obviously you don't want to weigh in the same bowls. But if you have a bowl for meat and a bowl for carbs, cereals, rice, pasta, if you weigh it in the same bowl every single day and you know, okay, this is my weighing bowl, if I put 40 grams of oats in, it looks like this. It makes it way easier to eyeball it then and know that that's your amount. Same with obviously meat. If you've got a bigger bowl and you put that bowl there and you go, okay, this is what 100 grams of chicken looks like, 200 grams of chicken, 300 grams of chicken. Even if you need to take a photo of it, you know then that's how much you got there. So if you weigh that out, obviously you've got 300 grams of chicken there, and you can just bob it straight into the app or MyFitnessPal or MicroFactor. So the next one is eating whole foods. So obviously with things like chicken and beef, rice, pasta, veg, most things that you can get from most superstores, it's just way easier to get them in packets where you can scan the packet and then you can put the amounts in straight after. if you've got 2 chicken breasts and, it adds up to 300 grams, let's say you put 1 in, cook it today, 1 in tomorrow. Just put 150 grams in today, 150 grams in tomorrow. And that's literally as simple as it needs to be. If you've got 500 grams of beef and you're having it between 2 or 3 days, let's say it's 2 days, you've got 250 grams of beef a piece there. It makes it so much easier to scan the packet. Anything that you can scan a packet on and you can just go boom straight into the app makes it so much easier to keep track of your foods and know that what you're putting in the app is actually accurate in the first place. But yeah, that's the video there. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll answer them as soon as possible. Have a good rest of your day, guys, and take care.